Hello everyone. Hi, I'm talking here. Hello everyone. Talking I'm with you. Myself and student ambassador, teacher. Here we are gathered to learn something more about Python, how it is used, and why it is mostly used language all over this era. So let us get started with it, and I want to make familiar about Python. So let me introduce you with the Python and its developer. Let's have a friendship with him. So, getting on the second slide. So let us get some of the basics. Of course, Python was introduced by Sir Guido van Rossum in 1989, and he's currently the distinguished engineer at Microsoft. That's a really great thing for the Microsoft. So as we started Python, and what was the main idea behind the Python was the ABC programming language itself. Python was not made from the scratch of like getting an idea in the night or suddenly getting an idea. That was not the main aim. The main aim was derived from the ABC programming language. ABC programming language which was used for the operating system to communicate with it. There was a programming name server named Amoeba, AOE, AMOEBA, which used to call the system from the operating system. So that was it. So there we got into the ABC programming language, and there we derived the Python language. So how it got its name? Huh, cool. Python is a snake, and the icon of the Python itself says that snake landing over there, two snakes with numerical digits. But that is fake. That is a rumor that we also got in many of the phases. So what I say is that Python got its name from the Monty Python Fly Circuit. That was a really great show at the time of 1980s, and Sir Guido van Rossum was one of the fan of it. So while watching, he got the name and put it as the Python as a programming language, and there we got Python 1.0 in 1991. And today is 12th of December 2021, and here we are Python 1 3.10 point this, and we can see over the internet. So till here, I think most of us know that this programming language, one of the most widely used and widely advertised language all over the world, using for AI, machine learning, data science, and all the big segment at a very same time. Why not others? So do you want people to have some views? So I'm turning this settings on, meeting options, and what I'm doing is that uh, I'm allowing all these things for my meeting attendees. So, do you people want to say something regarding this? Till here, is it clear, or shall I move forward? I hope you people can unmute yourself.
Yeah, it's clear. You can move. Right.
Thank you so much. Keep assisting with it. Okay, cool. So, so till here, you have told me that we have learned that this was developed by this, and how we got this. So you must be having the question, hey, Toki, we have learned this. Now, how shall we get started? How shall we download and install, and what do we write that we started with Python? So here's the link. What you have to do. Before getting into this, I want to include something over here. If we open up the command processor, the terminal of the Windows, if if I write Python minus minus version, cool, I get the version of the Python which is currently installed in my system. If you are not having Python in the system, you will be getting nothing over here like this process is not processed or not commented. So what you have to do is just exit the command processor, go to any of the browser you want, type Python download. That's it. Go to this very firstly, if you're going to pop up, just wait. It may load the server for this stuff. So here's what you can get. Is written for Python for Windows. Python for Windows. So what you are getting is that written Python release, the latest release. You have to click over here, and what you have to do is just like import the resources and download the files. Nothing else, just import the resources and download the files. One thing you have to make it clear while installing is that always download the installer. Always download the installer in Windows segment. In Linux or any of the Mac or OS kernel, you have to just use the terminal. Just download the sudo get Python. You will get the Python in your system installed. That's it. But there you have to do something sort of like these things. Windows installer, and you will start getting downloading the Python installer. Okay, cool. So here I install this, and here I can get that. That is the installation of it. Till here, I was installed with this system. So what it will do that upgrade it, just upgrade it. In your system, what will happen that it will install it. It will install it, not upgrade, because you were not having any of the version before installing this. So that's obvious. You can relate to it. I'm installing it further and can keep going. Candle library solution. And while it's installing, if you people want to say something, you may continue. Anyone, do you, Sachin, like, do you wanted to say something? Okay, cool. I think so. Doesn't. Okay, cool. Test it light. And meanwhile, it is being installed. I just want to tell you that Python is just an interpreted language, not a compiler one. So it may decode line by line. So you can use any of the text editor you want, any of the text editor. In fact, in the notepad itself, you can use. You should be just installing the .py in your system. That's it. I'm just giving you proof of it. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, it will be installed. And meanwhile, I just wanted to tell you that before getting into this, what code editor you should be using that I should be telling you preferably. Just download Microsoft Visual Studio Code. That is simply Visual Studio Code should be written. Otherwise, it will give up to you the Visual Studio server. So that is something ID which is not defined for use. So it is just a certain code editor. You should be using it. Open up the file and download it for Windows. If you are using a Windows user or a Windows user, you should be using this. That's it. That's a stable release, Windows installer, and just download it and install it. I have recently installed it just because there was sort of like huge file, so I cannot make it to the end. So the Python has been installed. If I get into this administration and like type Python minus well, Python has been installed. So one more fascinating thing I wanted to tell you that Python. That's it. The Python has been started because it has been inserted into the kernel. Simply into the kernel, which typically means that till here you have inserted or installed the Python in your system and you can use freely. See how. Let me give you a demo of it. Hello. Word. Hello world. That's it, printed. And that was the proper syntax for the Python. If I say so, 1 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 4. Or if I say print 100 plus 2, 102. That we got it. If I click exit or like this, I get out of the Python, not the kernel, not the terminal. I get out of Python. So that was the thing which I wanted to tell you. Now we are getting, I hope you have got it till here. Uh, Before getting into it, I wanted to have one more thing over here about the Visual Studio Code. That is the Visual Studio Code after being installed over here. You will get the certain file from here. Like the time you will click over here, you will get over here. Okay. It will be started downloading and it is being downloaded. Let us see what will happen. And we have been downloaded and again just file. Cool. It has been downloaded. I open the file. If I say as run initiative, Visual Studio Code. Okay. Okay, then no problem. Actually, it has been installed, so it won't be able to install it again. It won't be upgraded because I am having the very latest version of it. So what you will do is just click on it, install it, and that's it. That's a very easy process. Everyone can do it. No problem at all. Just do it. We'll close it for now, or just minimize it. Doesn't matter at all. After you get this, the time you'll get this, you will be having your Visual Studio Code in your system. I'm having the shortcut of it is over here, so it doesn't matter at all. But the thing over here is just write code. Just write code, and you will be done with opening with the Visual Studio Code in your system. Now, the very keen thing to be taken care of is here is that people often forget to do these things. People often forget to do these things. What is that? Extension. Extension. After installing Python in your system and after installing the code editor in your system, what you have to do is type Python. Type Python. Just install it. Just install it. Doesn't matter at all. Just install it. You will be having a proper linting and proper disabling and enabling features for your remote system in your Python. So that's it. That was a very light thing you can handle. So we are done with the basic setting up of your Python, the code editor, for moving into the greater area of the Python itself. So there is any doubt regarding that, or you may continue. So anyone?
It's
No?
perfectly clear. There's no doubt. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Sure. So we are done with the setting of the Python, and now we shall be moving forward to learn more about the Python. So basic commands and all what is all. So this is a file. I'm creating one file over here, folder over here, webinar Python, and just closing it for now. From the beginner point of view, I'm starting this thing. Just right click, using right click plus clicking the shift key, you'll get this option. Open with code. Code. You have get this now. Now, here's your folder. Here's your folder webinar Python. Just click on the new file, and I'll try test.py. Test.py. Giving the extension is really necessary over here, because if you're not giving the extension, that will be a simple file with having no definition, or it will be properly undefined in the system, having this allocated space in your hard disk. Doesn't matter what will happen to it. Now again, we'll write. We want to check like whether it works or not. Hello world, and I've written this thing out. And what I want to do is that I want to get the output. Cool. I do want to get the output. The file has been created. Great. Just open your Windows PowerShell over here. How do we got it? Just get it into the sense. I'm repeating it. Just write it down or remember it clearly. Hold your left shift, plus right click, and you'll get all these things open Windows PowerShell over here. It is the easiest way. Otherwise, you can use any of the thing like PowerShell in the system and just move it to this folder. It just saves your time as a beginner point of view. Doesn't matter what you are using. I do want to run this file. I want to see the content of it. So I'll write Python because it's the Python framework. Python test.py. Here we got the Python. Here we got the Python. It decoded the file, but was included, and that's it. We got it. And if I write something into like this, sorry, now what? Name, name, and I'm taking input. Doesn't matter. We shall be learning it. Input, and I'm writing this. Hello. Plus name. Hello. Plus name. I'm updating this because it will search out the thing. Saving this file, and what I shall be doing is that again, let's click over here, PowerShell over here, and writing Python test.py. I shall be writing my name. Hello, Toge. That's it. We got it. But you won't see that getting into PowerShell and then again. That was just a demo telling people that Python has been integrated in the system as an interpreter. Now you can use it anywhere, anytime you want, creating a virtual environment, or that's it. Doesn't matter at all. So we are getting more into it. And what was in the piece? Till here we set up the file, set up the Python, set up the Visual Studio Code, that is the code editor. Visual Studio Code is the product of Microsoft, and that is absolutely free, containing most of the programming language in this world. So doesn't matter, you can use it freely. Now, getting more into it, I do want to tell you that there are certain flavors of Python. On this channel. We are using just a basic one, that is C Python. C Python is just a depreciation or a derivation of C language. So we all should know. So C Python is just the standard one which we are using. Iron Python is the one using the C# language as well as the .NET framework. .NET framework is the framework for the Microsoft for the C# language. Ruby Python is itself a programming language for the data science business point of view. So Ruby plus Python, we make Ruby Python, and what we do is that a whole bunch of data is being processed over here. Stripe Python, like Briol data, is being processed over here, like for Python, PyGenius, and all these things are the Python framework with it. Like not the Python framework, but the flavors of Python. So, but we have learned a lot. So we shall be moving forward for the what are in the Python language, what we want to get, what types of data we can get, and what else we can get in the Python language. So it is really easy, doesn't matter at all. So don't worry about it. There are certain data types in the Python. Text type, numeric type, sequence type, mapping type, set type, boolean type, binary type. What do I want to tell is that the most preferred use one is the list, tuple, int, float, and complex one, and adding with the dict. Dict typically means the dictionary. Okay, so what we are doing is that we shall be writing the code for all of these things. Just type Control N, and we shall be opening a new file. Okay, 1.py, and typing any of the variables. A is equals to 5. So typically means that we have assigned the value of 5 into A. If I write print A, what will be the answer? I do want to get the answer from you people. Anyone, please. What will the answer of it?
It should be 5.
Let us check. Ah, correct. That's awesome. You must be thinking that how do I open this terminal thing? I just type Control plus Alt plus N in Visual Studio Code. If it doesn't work, just right click it, run file in terminal. The second option. If it doesn't work still, just right click over here, run code. Boom. Shall we go ahead? Okay, we are moving ahead. If I assign b equals to 5 and printing b, what will be the answer? Again 5. Okay. If I wanted to do something like int id of a, and same like this goes in a very good manner, like this b. Okay. Anyone, can you tell me that what will be the answer of this? It can be any of the values, but do you think people
Can it
think
be
that?
int?
Let us
Int
see.
as
Sure. Why
inside.
not? Actually, we
No.
are getting the address of it. ID is
Okay.
used in Python to get the address of it. Just like in
Okay.
C and C++ language, we are using the pointer. Here is
Yes.
not the pointer, we are getting the ID.
Uh.
And very funny thing is that, to be noticed over here, and a very catchy thing, I do want to tell you that, do you see these two numbers are same? But I wrote these things different manner. ID of A and ID of B are two different things, of course, but still showing me the answer same. So what happens in Python is that if you assign the same value to a variable, if we assign the same value to a variable, it doesn't detach. It allocates all the variable to the same value and the same address and do represent the same thing, saving a lot of memory, saving you a lot of memory. So that is why plus point for the Python. Nothing in the pointer concept in the C and C++ language. There are certain different rules for reference and passing a value in C++ and C language. So we won't get into that and still be learning this. Type A. That is the thing. Here we got the answer. Kunal, this is what you wanted to tell me that, no?
Yeah.
Int.
Yeah.
That is the thing. But did you notice that class int? Why so class int? Any one of you can tell me that why class int, nothing else? Nope. So let me tell you that. Doesn't matter. So in Python, what happens is that everything is a class and class combination of function. Okay. So whatever you type is predefined in the Python language. Okay. So the time you assigned A equals to 5 and B equals to 5, it got into the class and it typed as class int. Int is a class in Python, not a data type, particularly not a data type, a class, a proper class in Python. You may call it as a data type because it should be, but still, if it gets that class, so it should be very formal and very intellectual also. So moving ahead, and if I type C and okay, if I type 4 plus 5j, so what is it? Can you relate? Can you people relate? Any one of you? No. It is just a complex number. In Python, what happens is that in Python, what happens is that complex number given not by I variable, but by the j variable. Okay, but by the j variable, and still getting the class complex, not the data type complex. Got it? Our point of view. Got it? So I'm giving a question over here. Let us see D, and I wrote 7j. What will the type of it? What will the type of it? Can any one of you please tell me that? Nope. No clue. Still the complex. Yes. The time you write j or attach the j variable with any of the number, it turns into the complex number. Doesn't matter it contains the real part or not. It should be containing the complex one, the imaginary one. The j stands for the imaginary, not the I one. Okay, in Python. So what we have got till here that we have learned setting up or the installation, the code editor, the Python history, some type of data type, and the complex number. And we do want to learn more about the string. Okay, so I'm creating a new file and saving it as a string dot py. Okay, string dot py, and I'm typing this thing as input. Before getting into the string, does anyone has any clue regarding the string? What is a string? I'm questioning you people. What is a string? You may answer it well. Doesn't matter. Nope. String is just a certain collection of characters. Okay, certain collection of characters. If I write, we are in the new chapter, and I shall be using the Control Alt N. It did work. Let me check again. Clear. I write this. That's it. Done. Doesn't matter. But if I want to check like it's saved or not, print name. I shall be using it again. Okay. So yes, that is a sign we got that the string is handled like this manner. And if we want to upgrade our code, so enter your name. So in this way, Python takes the input as a string, and you may pass your query over here like this thing, enter the name, and I shall be using it again. Enter your name. But here, just give it a space because white space is considered over here as a proper thing in a Python. Let me talk it. So, cool. Got it. Any one of you do want to say something like, have you got it? Yes or no? Because you're not able to access the, you're not allowed to.
Ravish is not able to turn his mic on.
I don't know why.
He wants to talk, but he can't. I don't know why.
Is I think it's possible for everyone, no? Because if you are getting able to get these things,
Yeah, it
should
should be.
be see, allow mic for attendees, yes, allow camera for attendees. Hashmisha, or are you able to unmute yourself? That is the thing, no? Hashmigda.
Okay, it seems like Ravish has his
I
own
think
audio
it's the
problem because his
Ravish.
mic is unmuted, but there's no audio.
Yes, exactly. If everyone is able to speak like you are able to speak now, then everyone can speak. Okay, let's move ahead. And now keep in mind, very important concept is getting up over here. Very important concept.
Can you please turn the chat on? I mean, if he can't talk, he can write his doubts,
Actually,
queries.
chat is only for the organization people, not
Okay.
for the guest one. So
Okay.
sorry for that. Sorry for
Okay.
inconvenience. Thank you. So I'm taking a number. Sorry, number. Equation. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. I'm just creating a function input like this and got these things like this and 2 plus 3. Now, please tell me what will be the answer of it. What will be the answer of it? 2 plus 3. 5. Of course, 5. 5. So 5. Right? Number 5. Let us check what will happen. 2 plus 3. It printed 2 plus 3. Why so? Is it a joke for us? Like we got into an argument like, hey Python, do one thing for us. Just add 2 plus 3 and it printed out 2 plus 3 for us, not the 5. Can you imagine? Why is it so? Can you relate? It's the concept of the string. Can you people think again? It's not an issue. Let me explain it. Because we gave the argument as a string. We gave the argument as a string. Here itself, they gave the argument as a string. So it's not the variable we given. If we write right, certainly like any other thing or print 2 plus 3. Now you can see does it work? Okay. It worked because it was accessing the end line after the number, so we waited for it. So 5. We got the answer 5 over here. The reason being that it is not passed as a string over here. Not passed as a string over here, but here it was passed as a string. So that is the definition of a string to be collected. Remember, while giving it is in a parenthesis, it will be like a string, not a number. Okay. So we got to the concept of string. Now I do want to make a friendship with some of the certain types of is there data type, list, tuples, and all these things. So let us get into it. And what is a list? In C and C++, we got into a concept of array, right? Here it is the concept of array. But here it is not array. It is not array. It's a certain types of list, tuple, set, or dictionary. You have to learn. So list is certainly mutable, order, duplicate, allowed indexing, specializing, and duplicate elements are allowed. So what did I told? Just read out and you have explained. You have got it. Nothing. I shall be explaining it more, but before getting into that, I'm just tapping a more code of it. New file list dot py. Okay, and so before into that, I do want to create this list. And remember one thing, list is given like in this set. Properly this, nothing like that. You cannot give list like this or this or this. It is not allowed in Python. list should be like this. Okay. Now giving some of the set items into the list. So it can be apples. Let us create a list of fruits. Orange. Okay. And yeah, banana or guava. Okay. Let us take more. Mango. Okay. We have created the list. Now what we shall be doing from the list? Let's print out. Let us see what can be done with list. List. Let us create new batch for it. It just printed out a list. Doesn't it? We gave out the command print this list. This list was given by these of the values or argument into this, and we printed out. That was concept of the list. But there are certain things which we do want to access. Like if I write like this, 1 at index 1, this typically means that print the first index of the list, this list. So what is at the first index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 added this. So let us check what will happen. So this happened. So let us save the file and let me clear the cache. Why is it so? Because it was at the first index. Let us slice it out. Let us slice it out. Let's get into the concept of slicing in the list part. This list, cool. And I write like this first and 3 or 3. What will be the answer? That is it. Orange in 1. Why so? 1, 2, and where is the 3? Why is it so printed? Remember, in Python language, the lower data, the lower byte or the indexing at which we are given at the lower side or the right side is not included. It is always excluded. It is always n minus 1, not the n. If it is n, the answer will be n minus 1 itself. Okay. If I write like this list, and I write like this, just certainly like this. Let's see what will be printed out. Oh, we got most of the things. Why so? We weren't given the 0, we weren't given the 1, we weren't given the 2, we weren't given the 3, but we got all these things. Why so? Yes, is it because before the column, we didn't give the pass or value 0, but it typically means that we have given the 0. It's implicit. It won't be shown, but it is. So there are certain concepts for the list, and if we are given a list, like let us move to a new file and list.py. Out the same list again, okay, and okay. We are given this list. We are an engineer. We are working something like this. We are developing a software, and here the software is of a to-do list or any type of list which can create our day-to-day work or schedule it. So what we shall be doing is that we do buffer a lot of things in the queue line, in a queue. Like we shall be doing this after this and after this and after this and after this. So what will happen that it will create a bunch of things after the mango or and all these things. So there is a thing like, of course. So there is a solution for it. Let us simplify this list. Type this list dot append. Tell me the fruit of the name: apple, orange, banana, guava, pineapple, and we're in the file. Oh, it was the listed one. Okay. and clear. We are running the file again and printing this file, this list. Same for the proof. I shall be printing my list over from here. Okay. Now there should be an answer over here. Magic. Append typically add the latest data into the list at the end, not into the middle, not into the middle. So if we want to add any other thing into the middle, we have to give some of the things like at the index or the value or the address where we want to get inserted into the data. So there is a command for it. Like this tip, you can name any of the thing dot insert and the location where you want to insert it. I do want to insert at the location 1, at the index 1, not the location. So 0, 1, then orange. It will be displaced over here from orange to banana, banana to guava, then guava to mango. So anyone, any name, cocoa, nut. I know it's not the food name. I'm just not getting my what are the other food names. My bad. And info. Here. Again, okay. I'm printing this thing out. Okay. Just have a look on it. Again, magic. So we have done till here. I do want to have a query, like if you are able to understand it, not. So anyone?
Yeah, I'm able to understand it.
Okay. Anyone do you have any type of a query or doubt and do want to ask? I don't know why Ravish was not able to access the mic. My bad, Ravish, for inconvenience. Spencer, do you want to have any question? Manshu, Sachin? No. Okay. No problem. So till here we have got a lot of things. I was not able to access my side. Now, there can be a time like do want to delete some of the things. Yes, na? There can be a time we do want to delete some of the things. Just do the thing like this. This list. Pop. One. This happened like I was creating a software and I inserted this thing at the very first place, like index 1, coconut. Now the any one of you, like Kunal, came out to me and said that, hey Tokir, what you did? Why just you inserted the coconut at the very first position? It was for any of the thing like any of the fruit. I was like, oh my bad. I should be removing it, but no. So he told me, yes, just remove it from the location 1. For from removing it from the index, we have to use the pop function. And printing it again, this list, we got this thing out. Here all the things. So till here we were having the coconut, and here we got that. It was deleted. That's it. There can be a time like Ravish came out to me and told me that just remove the fruit guava. I doesn't like that. I don't want to get a guava in my list, so just remove it. So I told him that okay, bro, no problem. Remove. At that moment, I was not remembering the index of it, so I just typed guava and printed the same command and copying this now. Can you see guava over here in the last one? Till here it was there. Till here it was there. No, it's not here. Still the coconut is there because we have commented this one, but still guava is not here. So it typically means that we are successful in it. Typically means that we are successful in it. So till here we have got the concept of list. List is really, really powerful and can be used in many of the data sets. Remember one thing, list is ordered and mutable. Okay, mutable here means change. That is why we are able to insert, pop, remove at any of the index. If it is so, then we cannot do any of the things. Good. So let us make ourselves familiar with one of the more data set, that is tuple. Looks seems so like this, but still it is in a thing. We have to do a lot of things with this. Let us create one tuple. Okay. Let us create a new file and saving it like tuple.py. Okay. My tuple, and I shall be writing like, remember, tuple is given like this. Okay. And just copy this one now. This thing, I shall be saying from writing a lot. Banana. Okay. Remember one thing. We have done a lot of things in the list. Okay. We have done a lot of things in the list like adding, removing, popping, and inserting. List is not mutable. List is not mutable at all. We cannot edit after creating it. We cannot create after creating it. My tuple. I'm just going to print this thing out. It got printed out. So we try to do any of the thing like this. So what we can do is that create a new list. So new equals to list I tuple, and let us print new. Okay. Now tuple we created just 1 minute ago is now converted into the list section. Now from the list we can do a lot of things. Like new is the list now. New dot append dot mango. Okay, cool. Going to print new for the sake of the proof, like we happen so. It just got added with mango. Now we have to convert it back into our main tuple. My tuple equals to just keep a check on the very last line. Oh, my bad. Let me clear all of the things, which will make you out clear bit later. See, we created a tuple. We weren't able to add any of the things because it is non-mutable. We cannot edit after creating a tuple. It is rigid. It is very not flexible at all. So we converted it into the list. We converted it into a list. So here we call the list. Now what will happen is that in the list section, we can do a lot of things. As we just saw 10 minutes ago, we can do a lot of things. Now we are printing the new, which was the new list. It just got summarized with a lot of things. Now we convert it back into the tuple again, and here we got a job done. Here we got a job done. One more thing I do want to tell you that very beginners what they do that like creating my first. Remember one thing, while creating a tuple for a single channel or a single data, you cannot do like this orange. You cannot do like this orange because it will give you a class of the string itself. It will give you the class of string itself. So what you have to do is creating a comma over here will create it into a tuple. Still we are getting a not error, but still it will give you a tuple. Cool. So that is it. So is there still any doubt regarding this? Like, do you want to continue regarding anyone? Do you want to say any comment regarding this? Anyone? I see that Ravish and Aish are trying to have mic, but they are not able to. Why is it so? I've given the option of all these things. Waiting options still available for us. Announcement.
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible. Now you are audible.
So, I just wanted to ask, what was the difference between that pop function and that remove function? Like,
Off function and remove function. Very good question. Okay, no problem.
thank you.
Where was that? Yeah, pop function and the remove function. See, in pop, what happens is that we just give out the index. Like there can be a condition like you come up to me and told me that, hey, just whatever it is, just remove from the index this. Just remove from the index 1, remove from the index 2. But what I shall be doing that, get into the pop function, write the index number and just delete whatever it is, But however, at the very same time, in remove, what happens is that we just pass the argument if we are not able to recall at what index it was having the data. Cool. That is the real function.
So, pop works with the index, right?
Yes, we have to get the index 1, 2, 3, 0, anything it
Thank
can
you.
be.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Ayush. You want to say something?
Yes. So, Tokir, how can you rectify the spelling of a banana here? You mistakenly done.
Yeah, okay. Banana. Okay, cool.
Is there any function to rectify this?
No, not a function, but what we have been doing is that getting into that function using the pop, okay, and just deleting it or just removing it using the banana or like a remove function and just inserting a new one. So we cannot do like this. It can be done in a certain framework of the Python that is a very advanced level. So we have to learn it before. So yeah, but it can be done in the Python. It can be done using certain framework because Python is just used for the data set. So there are certain options for it. So at this point, I cannot share because there are certain tools which we have to install and that will take you away from the webinar. So yeah,
Okay.
anything, anyone? Because one more thing I do want to tell you that dictionary and before getting into that, I do want to tell you about the loops and the for loops because we shall be using it in the cat one part. So, what happens is that we have learned already in the C and C++ language about the loops and all. So that is quite easy for us. So, I think we should like, get into this thing and type y dot py. I'm creating one of the things like y. Like while equals to 1, like while is the time it is less than this. Okay. Print. Second is let us see what will happen. Why is it so? Do you know? Is it so? I'm just hitting out this thing by Control plus C. Okay. And we got things like this. The time we got into Control C, it just break out the statement. So here it is. What happens is that when we turn out the 1, of course it was less than 6 and it started printing Python. So there was not a end control for it. So we have to create a for loop for it. So that is a certain thing which we can call out in Python for like all the things. Before getting into more advanced, I do want to share most of the things like Python frameworks and the okay Python frameworks and Python loop. So W3S code is just handling the Python framework, Python and all these technologies. You can learn a lot into the things like for these things. However, you cannot still learn from the webinar itself because there are huge amount of library and huge functions related in the Python itself. So this is not certainly possible to learn everything at once. So what we are doing is that just range. I do wanted to learn about your ranging. Ranging was the concept which was left out. So yeah. Or dot given. The syntax for it for I in range. Let us suppose 1, 6. Print x where x is not defined. I know x is not defined. Where x equals to hello. Slash n. What did it say? For I in range. Does it denote any of the thing? Does it say anything of the thing? So what happens is that it won't run because it is syntax is error because I do want to tell you about the Python itself. Python and loops and concept of things certainly wrong over here. Sorry for that. That was somehow misleading. I cannot tell you in a certain manner. But before into that, before ending into all these things, I do want to tell you about the resources. Okay, there are certain resources for learning Python and its framework. So first of all, it is the official Python, the introductions and all the basics from Microsoft itself. And if you are really eager to learn more about the Python, so you will type Python framework Django, okay, Django, and start about the Django framework in a really easy manner because Python itself contains a tons of frameworks and libraries. Framework will contain the numerous types of the arithmetic and the logical unit for the Python, which will help you to grow in Python. So just learning from the web and using events and webinar will not help you much. But yes, I just given out the source and initialization of the Python, how you can get with it. And here it is. So you can get started with it and get a scratch from the tree itself. So introduction to the Python. Here you can learn a bit more about the Python, and it's certainly free. And Python has certainly some open source for it. So you may starting contributing for the Python, how you can get into the Python, and there are certain projects going over the GitHub and GSOC and GWOC. So there's certain, so these are the things which make you to get into Python more easily, and creating projects using framework will help you a lot in Python. So thank you all. So do you want to have some words regarding any of the things? Just minimizing this without.
Thank you, Takir. It was a very wonderful session. I got to learn a lot. Now I'm very confident about starting into the world of Python thanks to you.
Yeah, I request you people, like it's certain time is Sunday night, still, you can start installing Python and a VS Code from today itself, if you want so, and you can certainly tag me on LinkedIn and Twitter itself. I learn in open, like you can tweet and LinkedIn post about like what you have learned and what you have just did. So yeah. Can you people open your mic, like camera? You can have a screenshot of it if you want so. No.
Hello.
Yeah, Ayush.
Yeah, Takir, I have a doubt here.
Yeah, you may continue.
I want to ask that is learning frameworks is good for beginner?
Yes, yes, of
Or
course. Yes. In fact, I'm just telling you that because I just lagged thing out. In the month of April and March, I was learning Python. It took me a lot of time from learning from the website and the modules. Then it would have probably from using a framework itself. In the framework, I got to learn a lot of things in 10 to 15 days, because there you have to use the Python. There you have to use the Python, not just applying, but learning it. So yeah, it consumes a lot of things. There's always a tag like learn in Go, not just learning and just keeping your things out. So yeah. So this one, so I'm just taking a screenshot for it. So yeah. Hey, thank you all. So yeah, it was a good session. So are you done with that like thing? Have you cleared your thing?
it is a wonderful, great session. Thank you.
Yes. The very thing is that you can start with the Python framework after 2 to 3 days of a Python itself, because you won't like learning a lot from the docs and the resources from WTS school, because it won't be helpful too much. Learning from the framework, it will make you to a habit of applying it. Learn in the go. Applying will help you a lot to grow easily. So that's a pro tip from my side. Because yeah, I just certainly wasted a lot of time into that, learning it from the scratch. Yeah. So I think it was done, and I'm just stop sharing my screen and stop it.